Oh, what's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome to Look in the Mirror, the conversation. I'm one of your co-hosts, Quade Price. Well, I guess we got our other co-host for tonight. You want to introduce yourself? Quade, introduce yourself.
Oh no, I'm definitely not a co-host, but I will hold it down though.
So,
You
for
guys
sure.
already know it's Chloe. Hey everybody.
No, we appreciate it. Let's say they like to call you the first lady. We appreciate it. I said once again, this is Look in the Mirror. We appreciate everybody joining us tonight. Let me put the link up for anybody who wants to join us tonight. So we put the link up real quick. All right, so we got the link right there in the feed, so you can see that. And then I'm also going to drop it in the chats as well, so you guys will get it there. We got an interesting little topic for tonight. Yeah, we got an interesting little topic for tonight. So let me drop this link. Like I said, then we're gonna get on into this real quick. Let's see what we got. All right. So we got the link in both of the feeds. So yeah, if you want to join the show, just click the link. Or better yet, throw it in your browser, in your Chrome or your Internet Explorer, or on your browser on your Apple device, whatever you're using. Throw the link in there, and it'll let you join, and we'll bring you onto the panel with us on the show. So let me pull that off for a minute. All right, look like hold on, we got Los down here. Los, what's good, man?
What's cracking with you? Give it up for the first lady. What up, guys?
What's going on, brother? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm happy to be in the building with y'all. I'm working like crazy. You know, you got to make this a holiday money when you get the opportunity.
Sure.
But excited to be in y'all presence. Quay, what up, man? You looking sharp as ever. You know what I'm talking about?
Appreciate that, brother. We got a lot of somebody got the interesting video over here, so we just about to go in, man. So I got to clean up for that one, man.
Hold on. Do I need to go change my outfit, turn off my camera, and get dressed during the press?
No, you good, man. You good, man. We just gotta tackle real quick. You shoot that to your boy C Prince, man.
Oh, I'm on it right now.
Yeah, get that to him. I know he gonna want to get in on this. All right. So yeah, so we're gonna get on into this. All right. So the topic for tonight is men only good for money and women only good for their body. Let me say that one more time. Men only good for their money. Women are only good for their body. All right. So let's say shout out to everybody joining us tonight. Let's say if you checking in with us, drop us a comment. Let us know you're here. Let us know where you're representing from. Let's see. We appreciate everybody who supports the show and what we're trying to do on the show. But yeah, so let me give you a little context. You know, so some of our viewers will send us videos, or we'll come across certain videos, and we'll spur conversations, right? Needed conversations for our community. Things that we need to talk about, discuss, to help, change our trajectory as a whole, to point out things that are learning opportunities and so forth, right? So tonight is no different. So I'm gonna play this video that is kind of spurring the conversation for tonight, because I think it is a needed conversation. And like I said, we want to get everybody's perspective on it. So I'm gonna play this video and we're gonna get into this conversation.
I'm going to try to say this as delicately as I possibly can, but money is quite literally the only thing a lot of cishet men bring to the table. No, because really think about it. Most of you guys can't stay faithful. Most of you don't possess emotional intelligence, so women are left doing the emotional labor in the relationship. Most of y'all don't carry your weight when it comes to the housework or the children. And most of you guys can't satisfy women sexually, which means the bulk of your value stems from how much money you make. On top of that, a lot of cishet men don't even like women, so why are we acting like this isn't a two-way street? The same way women will enter relationships with men solely for money is the same way in which men enter relationships with women for consistent sex. Women don't seek out men with money because we're just manipulative users by nature. It's because we see through men, and we know that if we attach ourselves to someone who barely sees us as a person, we may as well be getting something out of it.
Okay. So, title for tonight, or topic for tonight: men are only good for money and women are only good for their bodies. So, this video came my way, and as you guys saw, it's an interesting video. But the overall premise of the video is, for the most part, men are only good for the money that they bring to the situation, or the money that they bring to the relationship. And that's interesting, because, you know, looking at the young lady, she doesn't look like she's an older lady. I'm guessing maybe late 20s to early mid 30s, somewhere in that range. So 25 to 35, somewhere in there. So she, like I said, you know, I would categorize her as a younger woman. But at her age, to say that men are only worth the money, or men are only good for the money that they make, that's a little concerning. I got a lot to say. I got a lot to say on this, but I'm gonna start this off slow. So to everybody watching us right now, everybody in the comments, I see we got a couple viewers with us right now. What do you think about this? Do you think that, you know, men's primary value is the money that they bring into the relationship? Do you think that that's inaccurate? I'm curious to know what everybody thinks. So everybody who's watching us right now, let me know what you think about that. Shout out to Rodney Lamar Page. He said, "What up, though?" from Lansing, Michigan, checking in. Appreciate you, Rodney. You know, appreciate you showing us love, brother. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. Yep, is men's value really, you know, just is their main value the money they bring in, or is she, as the young people say, is she capping?
Capping.
Go ahead, King. What you want to say, man?
Who hurt you? You feel that way about your father too? Your grandfather? Your uncle?
Good point.
I'm not saying that financial isn't a part of the whole equation, but when it's time to be protected, who's going to protect you? When it's time to lift the heavy things that you need to, you know, lift it, who's going to do it for you? When it's time to put when a father's presence in his children's life, that's a role that you can never do or fill. When it's the time for the other side of the equation, for the balance in the whole situation of legacy and family, you can't do it by yourself. No, I'm not saying that there haven't been enough men to try to warp the situation to make you feel that way, but that's not the truth, and that's far from the truth. And you only feel that way because you really possibly not have the right person come in your life to show you what a man is really like. So I understand your perspective from being hurt, or from not having the right person be a man for you, or be there to do what he's supposed to do. Maybe you've never experienced that, so you're speaking from a perspective of, I don't know because I've never had. But my question then for you to be is, who are you selecting? Who are you allowing to be in your space as a man? What are you choosing? Are there some deadbeats? Yup. Are there some can't do right dudes? Yup. Are there some dudes that trick you and only want you for your body? Yup. But is that every man that's really out here? I think not. Because you can ask other sisters who are happy in their marriage, that are satisfied with what they got. Do all men cheat? No, that's like saying every woman cheats. That's like saying every woman is manipulative. That's like saying a woman ain't nothing but just for her body. And that would be false, because you're an incubator. And by being an incubator, that means it's a man's job to plant a seed and you bring that seed to life. And if you can do that with a child, then that means you can do the same thing with someone's vision. It's about finding that balance. It's King Jaquel Martin. Look in the mirror. Yeet.
Sure, for sure. You want to say something, Chloe?
Yeah, no, I mean, I pretty much agree, you know, with King. Like she's speaking from a place of trauma. She clearly has had some bad experiences. And I know we speak in general a lot on this show, right? Because we can't possibly know every single human being living. So we do speak in generals. But I think she's overgeneralizing in this situation, because to say that men, like men, are emotionally, you know, I'm not going to use the word she used because she was saying a whole lot of words and saying nothing all at the same time. But, you know, basically men are emotionally disconnected and, you know, y'all don't know how to, you know, basically please a woman sexually. Like, all of these things. I mean, you found all of these things in your time of, you know, dating or just being on the market. Like, who are the men that you're consistently coming in contact with? And at what point are these women that feel this way going to say, who's the common denominator in the situation? Is it me? So why am I always coming across the dudes? Because this obviously isn't all men. Like there are married women out here right now and Black women that are married to other Black men. Okay. And we're not going to go, and I'm not about to allow you to say, oh, well, everybody, yeah, maybe they married, but they ain't happy. I'm not about to allow you to do that. You're not about to put that on everybody else because you want to live in trauma land and hate men. So because you hate men, now every other man who has basically broken your stereotype, because that's your stereotype, has broken your, you know, self, you know, proclaimed stereotype and is married. Well, it's something wrong with their marriage. They probably not happy. And I think that's just crazy to me. Like, I think that we need to go off and fix our trauma. Like, spend some time doing that. Like, really for real. Like, projecting your trauma onto another person, that's 20, that's let's end that for 2020. Let's not take that into 2022. Let's take healing into 2022. Let's take that into 2022. Let's leave this trauma lifestyle in 2021. Stop projecting that. You know, the fact I don't know this woman personally, but I mean, she really sounds really resentful and bitter. And I'm trying to understand, like, where is that from? If you've had some experiences, or you through life growing up, or with your own personal experiences with men, you might want to take a step back and really look at what's going on in those relationships and what's going on in those situations. Excuse me, because I'm trying to figure out why you detest. And I say the reason why I say hatred is because she's not the only woman, young woman, who I have heard say things like that. Like, I'm hearing it more and more. And I'm just going, first of all, like King said, like, we already know there's some deadbeats out here. Like, that is without question. But the fact that you can say out your mouth that the single thing that a man is good for is his money, and that's it. I think at this point it's time for you to do some self-examination, because who are you around? What men are approaching you? How are you finding yourselves in these situations with these men that obviously are taking advantage of you or mistreating you in any way? And then another thing I also want to say too is this child made me lose my train of thought. I'm just gonna leave it right there and see whatever somebody else has to say. But I'm concerned, like genuinely, I'm genuinely concerned, because we're now at a place where we have this real, and I have to say hatred, because this was like, the comments that she made were mad inflammatory.
Right.
Like, they really were. And to get to that, to come to that conclusion, I'm concerned, because we literally were made for each other. Literally made for each other. And the fact that we have this men hating women, women hating men thing, this is concerning. And I really am curious to know, where is this coming from?
Right. Well,
Tag
because
me, tag me.
say it
Go
again,
ahead.
man.
I was telling sister tag me in because I wanted to jump back in. Because if you feel that way, why would I feel like it's a safe space for me to share my emotions with you anyway? You
Right.
want a safe environment to be able to share your emotions, but you're saying that I don't have this and I don't have that. Well, that means you've already came to the conclusion even before we had the conversation, and your mind is made up. And you don't think that I can see that? Not only that, I feel like it got so many views because it's doing the black highlight. We're going to do the black highlight and we're going to put all these black people or all men in this category, right? This is one of the reasons why, no disrespect, but the KKK can take off their sheets and go sit at home and not have to do nothing. I don't need to just try to destroy them because they'll go out there and sit down and destroy themselves because of situations like this. This is only proof that the system has worked so well that we got them hating each other. We got them out there talking about it against each other. Baby, look at them. There they go again. We're going to make sure that the algorithm makes sure that this goes viral.
But I think that's why we have to dig into it, right? So, let's say shout out to everybody joining us right now. I see we just got a plethora of viewers that just came in. So we appreciate you joining us. Let's say we're talking about the video with the young lady that is stating that men's value is really only because of the money that they make, and basically nothing else. So that's what we're.
Yeah, they are. She said specifically that they can't please women in bed. They are emotionally disconnected, basically. So the women have to take care of the children.
I might run it back. I might run it back
to
real
do
quick.
that.
I'm gonna run it back real quick so everybody knows what we're talking about. So let me just run this back real fast. It's just a quick video. All right.
I'm going to try to say this as delicately as I possibly can, but money is quite literally the only thing a lot of cishet men bring to the table. No, because really think about it. Most of you guys can't stay faithful. Most of you don't possess emotional intelligence, so women are left doing the emotional labor in the relationship. Most of y'all don't carry your weight when it comes to the housework or the children. And most of you guys can't satisfy women sexually, which means the bulk of your value stems from how much money you make. On top of that, a lot of cishet men don't even like women, so why are we acting like this isn't a two-way street? The same way women will enter relationships with men solely for money is the same way in which men enter relationships with women for consistent sex. Women don't seek out men with money because we're just manipulative users by nature. It's because we see through men, and we know that if we attach ourselves to someone who barely sees us as a person, we may as well be getting something out of it.
All right.
You know what's funny is she barely sees men as people. Like
correct.
I mean, literally, a man is literally just a resource. That's it.
Yeah.
Only
a business transaction.
Specifically a resource.
Right.
And to speak to the emotional piece of it, it's not to just give Black men a pass, especially and I'm speaking to the ones who are out here, the deadbeats, because we know we have some deadbeats among us. So just like we have some deadbeat women among us, like it's on both sides. So I don't play one side of the field. But to say that men are like emotionally, whatever she said, she said a bunch of stuff, but basically disconnected from their emotions. It must be hard to be a Black man and have any kind of feelings, because if you're too emotional, then you weak, and listen, I don't use these words, y'all. These is other people's words. You weak and you a punk and all of this other stuff, right? You a simp and all of this, right? If you show too much emotion. But then if you don't show any emotion, then you're emotionally unavailable and you're emotionally disconnected. And I just want to know, like, how does that feel as a Black man? Like, how does it feel to not be able to just have or experience emotions? Like, how does it feel to not even just be able to have and own your emotions? Like, I think that's crazy. I mean, I wouldn't want to be around no overly emotional man anyway. I wouldn't want to be, because an overly emotional man is unstable. And I need you to be stable, because you are the man in the relationship. And if I'm going to own my position, as your helpmate, as your compliment, as your support, as your second in command, if I'm going to own my position as that in that relationship as that, then I need you to step up and do your part. And you obviously need to have some emotions, but I don't want you to be over emotional, because I'm over emotional. I'm the woman. We fill the void for each other. So where you lack, I make up for it. Where I lack, you make up for it. That's why we weren't created exactly the same.
Right. Go ahead, C Prince. I see you want to say something.
You know what? I just watched that video. I don't even take it as a credible video. You know, first of all, she got to be a woman first to speak. And first, she got to know who she is. Take off that makeup, that fake weave, and all that stuff. Show your true self before you make a statement about somebody else. You see what I'm saying? So I don't even give this. We shouldn't even give this woman no credibility to what she's saying. But guess what? She faked her own self. So why we entertain this fool? That's how I feel.
Oh, okay. So let me say this, right? The reason I'm entertaining this video, right? So I'm gonna use your words. The reason I'm entertaining this video right now, C Prince, is because this type of stuff is running rampant. Yeah, this is one of our young women, right? And we already know that a lot of our young women are very impressionable, right? So if this stuff is kind of taking over some of our young women's mindsets, it's going to spread, right? So these things have to be addressed when they're happening, right? Because if you don't address them or you don't discuss them and try to work out what is actually happening, what's the root of it, and basically how to get in front of it, correct it, and be proactive, then that's when you have a problem, right? And I think a lot of that is going on today. These types of things are being said and communicated and spread around, you know, via conversations and social media, and nobody is saying anything. Nobody is addressing it, right? Nobody is correcting it. I really think that's the proper word. Nobody is correcting it. And at the end of the day, we got to discuss these things because, like I said, these are our young people. You know, these are the people that will be having the children after us. These are the people that will, you know, be, you know, mothers to young sons. They will be fathers to young daughters. So we have to address these things once they present themselves. And like I said, we can't let these things fester. Go ahead, man.
Okay, let me recorrect the statement since you explained it like that. So what I would tell this young sister, I would tell her, you know what? Don't put everybody in a bubble because you don't know how to love yourself and others. Because that's the problem. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. Let me bomb on that. That's it right there. All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna say like this, because guess what? You sitting there saying that men are only good like this, but guess what? You want to consider yourself only good for having sex with men because you ain't got nothing else to offer but a wet butt. So guess what? The problem's solved. You know what I'm saying? Get true value in yourself and you might find a quality man. That's how it goes down, because guess what? If you get the bottom of the barrel with crabs, guess what? You're going to get crabs. And guess what? That's what she is. She's got a crab mentality, and that's what it ain't going to never change till she changes. That's right. It.
The views and opinions of C Prince are by not any means the views of the conversation.
So let me say this, because this is really what kind of got to me about this video. Oh, my man Kevin Farmer says spits out drink. But this is what really got to me about this video. What's really got me perplexed is what I'm trying to figure out is why are the young ladies so comfortable saying these types of things? So Lowe's brought up a good point earlier that I was going to touch on. He talked about, you know, fathers and brothers and uncles, grandfathers, basically men in your family. So you have men in your family that have been there and provided the foundation for a lot of these young ladies to make it to where they are today. So why is it that a lot of these young ladies who say these types of things are so comfortable almost disrespecting the men who came before them and provided the foundation? Because let me put it like this, right? So there's a very controversial man, you know, on the internet right now, and he makes a statement to where he says that men have provided this foundation for a lot of ladies to be able to say these types of things or to have these types of entitlement feelings that we're seeing in a lot of these videos. And I have to agree with him on that. Like, men have really provided the foundation for this stuff to happen, right? Because if guys wasn't getting out here working hard or, you know, bringing in money to be able to, you know, send the kids to college and pay for the college and, you know, help them get their first job and help buy their first car. If they weren't doing those foundational things, a lot of these young ladies wouldn't even be able to get on social media right now and say these things that they're saying. So I'm gonna go to you, C Prince. The part that I just don't understand is if you've as these young ladies, if you've benefited off of the hard work of the men that came before you, why are you so comfortable disrespecting these same men who provided these things for you to be able to say what you're saying? That's weird to me. Go ahead, C Prince. I know you want to say something, man.
Yeah, I kind of disagree with that on one point, because I don't think the women disrespect these working men. You see what I'm saying? Because guess what? The women, they appreciate, you know, they're gonna appreciate us. You know what I'm saying? But hold on, let me get to my point, because I'm about to spin this. Hey,
go ahead.
Disclosure: women, don't get mad at me because I'm gonna use a couple of words you ain't gonna like. I'll tell you right now. So this is what I think.
Sorry, we're entering a commercial break. Please wait.
Go ahead, C Prince. Go ahead.
I would think like this. You got to think about it. These young women grow up hearing their mothers call themselves bitches. You know what I'm saying? Their mamas like that bitch over here and that bitch over here. And guess what? These young women understand the word bitch have power. So why won't they grow up to be bitches? And that's what they've been doing. So now they got a bitch mentality, and we can't complain about it because they were taught by their lovely mothers that, hey, bitches get paid. Why can't I get paid? So that's
what the director of Look in the Mirror of the Conversation. I do not approve of this message.
Oh man, C Prince, he was letting that go.
Hold on, before that, women, I did not call y'all out your name. So don't send no hate mail, because I ain't do that. I love all the women, but I'm telling you, the bitches have replaced y'all.
Oh no. Okay, so wait. Okay.
We just censored C Prince.
All right, go ahead, Chloe. Go ahead.
So just to kind of expand really on the whole idea and concept of these, like the women being able to feel like that. Like I would have to agree. Like my father, for me, literally to keep me from having to, I'm gonna shout out what he did because it deserved to be shouted out. Literally to keep me from having to pay for my education and start my life in debt, he took out a loan and to pay for my education, so that I would not have to take on the debt. So he took on the debt for my education so that I can start my life debt free. That is what the men that you're saying are only good for their money do. And I think we need to really just, I mean, in all seriousness, stop it. Cut it out. Women with this anger and I'm getting like annoyed. Like women with this anger and this bitterness that get on social media and spit this vitriol against men, Black men who have had the same traumatic experiences in this country that you have had, that are all walking around just as traumatized as you are. And here you are because society has allowed you. And yes, I say allowed you because they have given it to you. And why do you think they've given you all this opportunity for education? Why do you think they've given you jobs that they would not even entertain your Black male counterpart for? Why do you think they've done that? So that they can elevate you above your black man, so you can do exactly what you're doing now, which is devalue him and demoralize him, so that you don't want him anymore. And then you can't make any more black babies. And you can't have a strong black presence. And the black community can't have a strong family foundation. See, they don't have to bomb us anymore, because the bomb that they are releasing is mental. Because go into a white community, and yes, I'm going to say it, and I'm not racist. I have no problem with any other ethnicity. I'm just simply stating facts. Go into a European community and see if the women, even those who are being oppressed by their men, will even fix their mouths to go on social media and say the types of things that black women say against black men. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. I will not co-sign on that foolishness, because the minute somebody run up on you, you're going to be looking around for the nearest man. And if you live in our community, he gonna be black to come and save you, because money is not the only thing that a black man is needed for. Ask all the children who didn't have black men in their homes. So yes, are there some deadbeats? Absolutely. But for you to go on social media and fix your lips to speak like that against black men, you should be ashamed. Because I guarantee you, when you need help, the first person that will come to your rescue will be a black man in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So, I mean, I'm going to get off my soapbox, but black women do better.
I'm gonna take the famous words of Ye. They made us love their wealth and hate ourselves. That's just self-inflicted. And it's only proof that the system is working. I'm not saying there's no accountability that we don't need to take upon our men, because we do. Because certain men have made you feel that way. I'm not saying that you're not wrong, but when you say majority, most, that is a false narrative that I have a problem with. I got an issue with that. I'm not saying that you can't be like, we have men out there that do this, because that would be true. But then you categorize it if it's only happening in our race. You act as if the same issues don't happen in other races, which means if I'm already going out into this world, or let's just use America, and I'm just being shot for the color of my skin, if I'm already oppressed in the world when I leave the door, I got to come back home to the same type of oppression to the person that's laying next to me that I'm supposed to be in love with. Where is the peace? I got to fight this battle by myself now. So not only am I fighting my oppressor, I got to fight the woman that I'm supposed to be in love with. And then you want me to be emotionally available when I know that you feel this way about me? It's like I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. Yes, we hold men accountable on this show. Yes, me and Kwesi hold each other accountable. And we all hold C Prince accountable. Y'all see why. But the point of it is sis, you can't do the black highlight. You can feel how you feel, because I can't tell you how to feel, because I don't know your experience. But don't categorize your experience and make your feelings as if it's universal. I understand you feel that way, but your feelings are not universal. It's only from your perspective. And when you go on a platform like that, can you please show me another race that's doing the exact same thing that you're doing? Because all the races have the same type of problems. Can you please show me that same scenario in other races? And my thing is, why does it only happen with us?
And when it does happen with us, why does it blow up to the magnitude of this? You don't think there's an algorithm perfectly designed for a situation like that to make everyone talk about something like this? Now we sitting here wasting time talking about something like this when there's so many bigger other things that we should be tackling. But see, we have to address this, because if we don't address this, then this little thing will turn into something crazy. And then the future will believe exactly what you just said. Do you not understand the words that are coming out your mouth and the impression that you could make to keep creating confusion? It is self-sabotage, my love. And I just hope that you do find the right king that comes in your life that loves you the way you need to be loved. And if you still, when that does happen, that you come out and you make another video and you address somebody who really loved you the way you needed to be loved because you was available for that to happen. Choose better. Stop sleeping with everybody. If you want to complain about it, why are you opening your legs? Because nobody made you do anything. So if he can't satisfy you, why are you still sleeping with him? I don't understand the cap in that. So you're going to keep sleeping with somebody who don't satisfy you. You're going to keep sleeping with somebody that you're not getting nothing out of. So basically you're saying you're only worth a transaction. You are only worth the swipe. So I can swipe you a new life and everything is good. How much does it cost to swipe your legs? Because that's basically what you're saying, that men are only worth. So if I walk around with a debit card, I can come swipe you. I can just put my PIN code in and I'm good. So you got what you needed, I got what I needed, and we can go on about our business. It's cool, you're just a transaction. Well, what's the difference between you and the young lady on the block? I just want to know.
Santa's in the building.
That's all it is. I'm just asking. If that's all it is, what's the difference? Because basically you're saying in so many words in a nice way that I'm nothing more than a HOE. And all you need to do is come spend some bread, get what you want, and go on about your business, because ain't no emotion involved in it anyway, because you're not emotionally attached. You're not here anyway. You're not present. It's not going to last that long. So let me get that bread, that head, and leave. Ain't that what y'all say in the songs? That's how y'all do it. No, I'm just keeping it all. I'm just going all the way, and I'm just keeping it all the way 100.
Hold on. You can't do that. You know I can't let you talk about the black commodity woman, because she is the new commodity of this society, and you ain't gonna disrespect all this money because she can shake her ass, spread her legs, and all the things she do. That is a commodity that the United States has built up, and you're not gonna disrespect the new currency. You know what I'm saying? This is the new trade market, the black woman, and you're not gonna do that on this show.
I don't know who the hell he talking to, what he talking about.
Wait a minute, though. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Wait 1 second, though. Wait 1 second. I was processing that as he said that, and I believe there may be some merit to it. They have absolutely turned the black woman into a commodity.
That's true.
Goods and services. They literally have done that.
I mean, but that's every race, though. I mean, how come we don't say that about the white girls sitting there twerking in twerk classes?
But they don't do that to them, though. I'm not saying.
At one point in time, when we was twerking, they talked bad about us. Then they turned twerking into $1 billion business.
But
then they took twerking online to OnlyFans, and OnlyFans getting paid.
Right. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you as much as I'm saying that you're right. Other races do it for a fact. But you see how they commercialize what we do. They made it a business. So I'm not disagreeing with you that other races do this and that, but it was not hot and is not hot until we do it.
Of course, I agree with that.
So yeah, you're right. Other races do it, but what I'm saying is the black woman, unfortunately, her body, her presence, her look, her style, everything about us, they have turned it into a business. Our hair, everything.
Kylie Jenner lips, butt implants, injections.
Yeah, it's a business because they're building these women off of our image and how we look, right? So now it's a business. You want, okay, lips, I can give you the lips. I can give you the butt. I can give you it's a business. They literally have turned the essence of a black woman, not the essence because they can't take our essence, but you know what I'm saying, the persona of a black woman into a business, into a literal business.
But yeah,
Because
but
at
let
one
me.
point in time, it was like, oh my God, Becky, look at her butt. She looks like one of those. And they used to talk bad about it. But now they've taken that and they've turned it into a money making machine. Of course.
But
I definitely agree with that.
let me say this.
I'm just talking about the young lady when she was like, well, it's just a transaction. It's a transaction because there's no emotion. There's nothing else involved. So how much does it cost to swipe you a new life?
Which is sad because that means she's accepted that about herself. You get what I'm saying? Like she's accepted that about herself.
That's exactly why I was saying exactly what I said, because now you only view yourself as a transaction. It's not even about how the man views you. That means you let down your own boundaries, and this is your new reality for yourself. This is how you view you in the world. It's not about how someone else can treat you, because can't nobody do nothing that you don't allow. So if you allow yourself only to be a transaction, it's because that's how you view yourself. And my question is, what happened to you to make you view yourself in this manner?
But let me say this. So this is, based off some of the things that you guys are saying right now, this is why it is very important to address these things. When Black women do things, people take note. When Black women speak, people take note. Yeah, people have known for years that they have needed Black women for their movements. They have needed Black women to push their narratives and so forth. So this is why we have to address these things when they appear, because people listen and pay attention to Black women. At the end of the day, they pay attention and listen to Black people. Like Chloe said, we make things hot. And that's just a fact, right? So when we have one of our sisters speaking negatively about brothers and looping in most brothers, majority of brothers and so forth, we got to address that. Yeah, because that can turn into an issue. Yeah, but we have to address that as the community because one, it's not accurate because we're talking about, speaking about a majority of a gender when we're talking about a limited exposure, which is what gave you the perspective of what you're saying. Oh, we got IT joining us. IT. Wait, hold on.
Oh my God, here he goes. Hello.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Hey.
IT. What's going on? You want to say something? You want to say something, IT? I can feel it. What you want to say about this?
I'm not commenting yet. I'm listening.
Oh, okay. All right. But yeah, so that's why we have to address these things quickly. Because like I said, when we have our sisters, or better yet, I'm gonna loop the brothers in as well. When we have our sisters or our brothers out here speaking negatively against each other, it has the ability to spread like wildfire. Because when we speak, people take note, and that's just a fact. And it doesn't even matter if you are rich, a celebrity, whatever. Yep, our energy and our presence commands people to listen and pay attention when we say things. So we have to address these things when they present themselves. And we have to continue to do that at the end of the day. But it just, go ahead, C Prince. I'm gonna come back. Go ahead, man.
I'm gonna say this, man, and I'm gonna say not just to the women, I'm gonna say it to the men too, because it's apparently that what we're taking into our thought process is a bunch of garbage. And when you put garbage into your thought process, you're gonna get out garbage in your actions. And a lot of people don't understand that. And like I said, you remember when certain Black women, like in Hollywood, used to walk on the red carpet and they'd be like, oh, look at her. You know what I'm saying? When they go into the beauty pageant, they're like, oh, look at her. She's just so fine. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, when you got that woman, she looks, and she could be beautiful, but they be like, I wonder what she's doing, what she twerking, what she working. The respect level. Now they don't look at a woman, they look at an object. You know what I'm saying? The booty pays the bills nowadays, and these women know that. Understand that. I tell them, ain't nothing gained from a booty, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna get out of shape. You know what I'm saying? It ain't built to last. You know what I'm saying? Unless you get it, I'm telling you. So all these guys spending this money on this, just throwing money and telling these women to do what they do, use this body. That body gonna fail one day. I hate to say it, it's gonna fail one day. And then think about it. You spend all your time as an adult living off your body, but when it's broke, how you gonna live next? A lot of people don't understand that. And these young women, you know, they chasing it, and I'm sad because I've been looking at some of these young women. They look older than me, and shit, I'm old. So they look older than me. But some of these women, I'm like, shoot, I gotta look at you like, dang, you 26, you should have been a man.
I don't know what he's talking about. You look good, dude. Y'all look good out there in them streets. I ain't gonna lie to you. Y'all on that 24-hour fitness doing the do.
No, but all jokes aside, it's like this. When a woman stops, you know, I understand being healthy and condition and being confident about your look, but when you put value on your body, and that's the only commodity that you got to offer this world, you actually no good to yourself, you no good to society, and you damn sure shouldn't even be a parent. Because guess what? You're gonna teach your child that her body or his body is their ticket. I understand everybody got roles and positions in this world, but when you got a person that has no self-esteem, because that's what it is, you know what I'm saying? You can be confident in how you look, you know what I'm saying? Because guess what? I know some big girls, man, that snatch your man, these little in shape women. They'll snatch your man because they're gonna do what you ain't gonna do. Understand this. So guess what? Your body is only important to you and only used by others. That's it.
So let me ask this question. So the title for tonight is Men Only Good for Their Money, Women Only Good for Their Body, right? So we showed the video earlier about the young lady talking about, you know, the man is only good for the money that he bring in. He's emotionally unavailable, all this other nonsense, right? But I have to ask the question, because let me tell you what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of ladies these days speaking negatively about these men. But I have to flip it, and I have to ask the ladies, like, how would you feel if that was you? Like, so if a dude got on here and made a video and said that all these ladies out here, y'all only good for y'all body. Like, how does that make y'all feel? Like, so while y'all saying this stuff about these guys, like, how does that make y'all feel? So if I go to the, you know what, I see IT down there. I'm gonna put you on the spot, IT.
We do it already, Quay. I'm sorry.
We do it already.
We do it already. We do it in music videos. We call women out their names all the time.
And they live up to it.
Colors of their skin and colorism, you know what I mean? So we already do it. I ain't gonna act like we don't do it. We do it.
Look at the rappers. They got a whole bunch of them. They built a whole nation of hoes.
No, wow.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Oh, hell no.
The rappers did.
But no, real talk. Like I said, I'm not going to make excuses for anybody. But at the end of the day, how would you feel about that? Like, real talk. Like, while we sitting here saying that, like I said, dudes is only good for their money. So if I go to the ladies, if I go make a video right now, post it on Instagram and say, you know what, all these ladies out here, they ain't nothing but they body. Like, how was the lady feeling about that? So yeah, we got two ladies on the panel. We got some ladies in the comments as well. Like, how would y'all feel literally if that's what I came with? If that dropped on social media and that's what I said, how y'all feeling about that? I'm just curious. And anybody can respond to that. Anybody can respond.
I mean, first of all, I mean, I hear, you know, King's point about, you know, there's music videos and songs and stuff like that, because he's not, you know, that's true. I mean, there are music videos, songs and stuff like that are disrespectful to women. So I'm, you know, I mean, I can't disagree with that. But I do think there's something that feels different about a person just specifically coming out and saying, almost like she preached a word there, you know, about, you know, what men, all the things that men aren't. And, you know, I think it hit different, if I can say it that way. Disrespect is disrespect. So I'm not giving anybody a pass. Okay. I'm not giving no passes, but I do believe that it hit different in this standpoint. So, you know, for me, if, you know, for men to come out and speak like that. I will be just as upset about a man saying it as I am about the woman saying it. It's not going to be different for me, because we shouldn't be talking about each other in that way. Like, we just shouldn't. We have to get back to the place where we remember that we are not each other's enemies. Like, yes, are there issues amongst Black men and Black women in our community? Sure. But I feel like we need to be trying to get to the root of those issues and figure out, you know, how to mend those relationships, instead of getting on social media or any public forum and just, for me, just making it worse, right? I feel like we have to, you know, that's not the way. Like, that's not the solution. That's not going to help anything. It's only going to make it worse, because then you have men coming back against women, and then it just keeps going and going and going. Meanwhile, women, y'all still want to be in relationships. Y'all still want to be with men. And a lot of y'all still want to be with Black men. And you should. Yet you go out there and you make this grand stand and put on this great display. And in the back of your mind, on the inside of you, you're really saying, but I still hope I find one that, you know, will be everything that I want him to be. And that's part of the problem. You need to examine your expectations as well. Because I'm hearing women say stuff like, I don't want to have to help a man come up. And I'm like, that makes zero sense to me. Because you were literally put here to be a compliment to a man. Eve was not created first. Not created. Not created first. Adam was. And he said it is not good for man to be alone. Not good for man to be alone. So I'm going to give him a compliment, a helpmate. I'm going to give him a woman, someone, right? But these women don't want to own that role, the role that they were literally created for. They got 11,000 justifications about why it don't make sense to them and it ain't right, and why I got to do this and submit, and what you talking about 1940s and all of this ridiculousness, when you were literally created for that reason. So maybe you should stop looking at it like I'm having to build a man, when you should look at it like, okay, so I have all of these pieces and he has all of these. So we're going to come together. Boom, unstoppable. And then when you put Jesus in that thing right there, you put him right up in the middle of that thing. Literally unstoppable, unfallible. Like, I don't understand why, you know, it's this competition and this hostility between Black men and Black women. And I definitely believe that it's being fed by outside, you know, entities and narratives that were given to you. Black women, I'm not saying you have not experienced pain and trauma at the hands of a Black man. But at the same time, I'm also saying that you also been fed a lot about what Black men are not, and what Black men can't do, and who Black women aren't, while simultaneously being fed that everybody else, every other man, somehow magically got to figure it out. And that's just not true. And I think that, you know, either way, men or women, I'm feeling the same way about it, because I don't think we need to have that be an element in our relationship, that wedge.
No, I can agree with that. Yeah, no, it's I don't know. Yep, I don't know. I you know, for me, I'm at the point now where I need to get all the ladies together with all the fellas on the panel, and we just need to go ahead and buck it out. we need to buck it out and get down to the bottom of it. Cause I'm like, all these little slick videos, all this little dude, you know, man ain't good for nothing other than his money, all it like all this trash I keep, you know, getting and seeing. It's just like, what's really the problem? Yeah, what's really the problem? And I've asked this before on previous shows. Ladies, what's the problem? What y'all mad about with these dudes? Like, what you want to tell these dudes? I just need you to do ABC and I'm good. Like, what is it? Like, go and put it on the table. I see IT smiling over there. See? You see what I'm saying? Go and put it on the
Don't
table.
drag me in this. I'm not in it. Don't drag me in it.
First of all, let me tell you this, and this, and this, and that, and this.
That's not even how I sound, so I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I'm just saying lay it on the table, because it's like, you know, doing this subliminally through these little videos and these little posts and dudes ain't this and dudes ain't that, and I'm gonna go there, right? I'm gonna go there. You know, periodically, like I said, I'll spark up some conversations periodically. And some of the things that the ladies say, it's like, come on, ladies. Like, I'm hearing all types of unrealistic expectations. I see ladies talking about, you know, dudes need to address their traumas. I see ladies talking about dudes need to get themselves together before they come approach me, talking about getting married or talking about being in relationships with me and all of this. And it's like, I don't hear the ladies saying that. Let me go there for a hot minute. I'm gonna go to you, C Prince. But I don't hear the ladies saying that. Like, I don't hear ladies talking about, you know what, I went and got some therapy. I went and got some counseling. So now I'm mentally ready for a man. I don't hear ladies saying that. Yep, like I don't hear ladies talking about, you know what I'm saying, I went and got my stuff together, so I'm ready to receive this husband that has been looking for me and he's finally found me. I don't hear ladies saying that. Yep, all I hear is ladies talking about what men not doing. That's all I see, that's all I hear. Yeah, but I don't hear ladies talking about what they've done or what they're doing in preparation for their man. Like, I don't hear that. Go ahead, Steve Prince. I'm gonna hold right there, man. We almost at time. Go ahead, Steve.
I like that, but I'm gonna say like this. I feel what you're saying, because women are pre-programmed with BS.
Wait, hold on.
Okay, wait a minute now. Hold on, sir. Hold the phone.
Oh my God.
Hold.
Look, y'all look at me. I'm gonna say it.
Wait.
You know what I'm saying?
Let him get it out.
I
Let him
hear
get
a little frustration.
Hear what you got to say, C Prince.
Look, when a young girl comes into this world, right? They cute and all that stuff, but as soon as they learn how to talk, they the princess and all that stuff, but they also tell them about the things they deserve and want and need. Guess what? So their first love is with objects instead of themselves. So that is the BS that they taught. You know what I'm saying? So guess what? As they grow, they start to learn to love more things. And not themselves. A lot of people don't understand that. So when they do get the chance to be able to love something, it's always have to have value to it. You see what I'm saying? So now you look at the men like, what is his value? And not what is his truth or what is his worth. See what I'm saying? So guess what? Women the parents got something to blame, but the women were pre-programmed.
You're spoiled.
Value.
You're entitled. You feel like somebody owe you something.
I mean, that's valid. That's valid. And the reason why I say that is because if you think about it, there are a lot of unreal expectations out here. You know, I'm not saying that men don't have some in certain aspects as well, but yes, as for women with all these lists with 11,000 things on it, like there are some unrealistic expectations that you guys know, if you've seen the show before, that I talked about this before, like expectation versus reality is a real problem. Like there are some real, and I mean, as a little girl who, you know, had her daddy, like, you know, yeah, you know, you get the conversations where you're told certain things and what you should be able to, you know, But thankfully I was balanced, I also had my mom who was like, yeah, nah, this is reality, baby girl. Like, this is how it really is. But at the same time, you do. That's why we have to be very careful how we raise our little girls. Not that we don't have to be just as careful with our young men, but I say that because as women, us always already being emotional creatures, you have to be very careful what you tell your little girls and how you raise them. I mean, all of this, princess stuff and all of this stuff that we do to our little girls when they're growing up. And we have to be honest, like our little girls, they having jewelry at 2. They having, they anything they want, all the Disney princess dresses. They have it all, basically anything they want, they're getting. And it builds up this, like this expectation that, you should be able to do these things for me. And as a man, my daddy did this, my daddy did that. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, okay? Because my daddy did it too. But, there has to be some balance. And I think that we're seeing that balance is just not there. Like it's missing in a lot of women, and especially young women. Like it's really missing. Like there is this age of entitlement that really exists across men and women, young men and women. So I'm not gonna just put it on the women either. But yeah, this entitlement, this like, I mean, you should just be able to do this for me. You should just want to do it for me because I'm alive. Literally no other criteria other than I'm alive. And because I'm alive and I'm breathing and I have a vagina, bonus. So you really should want to do these things for me. And it's just not realistic. It's not real life. So if you're looking for a man to want to treat you like the princess that your dad treated you like, or like you think you should be treated, I have to agree with Quay, like, what are you doing with yourself? Because there's preparation that has to happen on both sides. That man has to get his mind right, but you have to get yours right too. Like, don't no man that I'm taking the time, like I heard somebody say in a comment, or I'm sorry, I was read a comment where somebody said that like the whole trauma thing, don't no man want to run off and fix his trauma just to come back to you, and you are, and you haven't recovered from your trauma. Just because you can say, oh, I'm healed from my trauma. I need receipts. How did you get that healing? Talking to your girlfriends? Doing what? Reading a book? Like, I want to know, like, how did you get healed from your trauma? Because you can't bring that trauma to a man, and then when that man doesn't do whatever or however you feel, because your mentality is you living from a place of trauma, and you bring that to a man, and then the man is supposed to just do what with that? Just like for a man, a woman that goes out and heals herself and she's healed, and then a man comes to her and he's with that foolishness. What is she supposed to do with that? I mean, let's just be honest. And when we can get on social media or get in these public venues and say this kind of stuff, you're not healed. Baby girl, you're not healed. Because you speaking, I hear all that trauma all up in you coming out of you. Because somebody that's healed has forgiven and moved on. You're not healed. Women, right, in general, we are not healed. Heal. And then maybe you wouldn't be so bitter.
Facts.
I said it.
Facts. Well, yeah, I know we've been trying to keep our little time. I was trying to let IT, if she want to get something off her chest, she know we about to get ready to wrap in a minute. IT, you want to say something? Are you good? What's going on?
I don't really have too much to say.
Oh, you got something to say.
No, you had a big reaction to see Prince. Nah, this, that. What you feel about what see Prince just shared?
So the second part, I mean, I can understand. Just the first part or whatever he said was a little attacking. That's all. I'm like, let's chill a little bit. But I guess it's more so a question for me. Like the women that are, I guess, that has grown up princess like. I mean, I feel like that's a certain type of woman, and I think a certain type of man still finds that weirdly attractive. So I feel like the situation is never really fixed.
Yeah, no, I can. Okay, so I can understand that, right? So some dudes may be attracted to that, right? Because they're gonna look at her almost as a only way I can say this is almost as a little child.
Trophy.
Right, or trophy, right? So they can come and take care of her, and you said that's a good comparison. A trophy. They can come, shine her up, put a little wax on her, make sure she's looking good, so they can present that and show that off. You know what I'm saying?
A little bit of wax, Quay.
Right. So that's so that's how they're gonna look at it, right? They taking care of somebody, whatever. But at the end of the day, we have to be careful carrying some of these things into our adult life, right? The princess syndrome, that's not reality. Yep, the entitled syndrome, that's not reality. To be honest with you, the spoiled syndrome, that's not reality either. Yep, I know a lot of, so there's some fathers out there that say stuff like that to their daughters. But you gotta be careful doing that, because you may be starting your daughter out at a disadvantage, because she's gonna have an unrealistic view on what reality is really about to look like. And then two, or ultimately, a young lady who's been raised like that or advised like that may end up missing out on her soulmate, because her mindset has been configured based off of that thinking. Yeah, so you got to be careful doing stuff like that, especially when it comes to young ladies. So I just, that's just my little 2 cents on that. But we're about at that time. But I'm gonna put something up real quick, because I have to do this and tie this back to the topic and back to that initial video that we saw. So I'm gonna put this video up real quick, just because I got to do this. So let me do this real quick.
What the fuck wrong with you?
All right. So I wanted to put that video up real quick. So the title was "Men are only good for money and women are only good for their body." The reason I wanted to put that video up is because that video was of a young lady who had came home from work, and on her way walking into the front door, a stranger walked into the door right behind her. So we don't know what he was about to do to her, but just so happened there was 2 young men at the house when she arrived in the living room. So when this dude came in the door after her, basically, we don't know what he was about to do to her, these 2 young fellas hopped on my man and handled that, as y'all saw in the video. So I got to say this, and the reason I put that video up is because I need to show something. I need to provide representation. And I'm gonna put it like this, because I can't put it no other way. I don't want to hear no more women talking about dudes is only good for some money. Yep, if it wasn't for these 2 men stepping in and engaging on this predator before he got to their mama or sister, whoever that was, this lady might be messed up right now. Yep, for the older lady yesterday, who grabbed me in the aisleway. This is a personal story. For the older lady who grabbed me yesterday at the Kroger and asked me to get some body armor waters or whatever that was off the top, way at the top shelf at the back, because she wasn't tall enough to reach it. And I slung my little tall self up there and grabbed it and handed it to her so she could go handle her business. I don't want to hear no more ladies talking about dudes is only good or they only value is how much money they make or how much money they bring in. Yeah, we got to cut this mess out. Yep, at the end of the day, men and women, our value is way more than these individual things. Women are so much more or worth so much more than their bodies. Yeah, black men are worth so much more than how much money they make. Yeah, when something is going down that's affecting our women, y'all looking for a brother to come to y'all rescue. Yeah, when somebody is over here running up on a woman, defenseless, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a brother that's going to be handling that. Yeah, when something is, for the ladies who out here living by themselves and something is blowing up at the crib, y'all calling y'all daddy. Y'all calling y'all brother. Y'all calling the repairman. Most likely he a dude. Yeah, when your car blowing up, y'all calling the dude. When the house get to stinking because the trash stinking, y'all calling the dude to get that trash out. Yep, for the folks out here with homes, when y'all looking outside at that grass looking a hot mess, y'all calling the dude to cut that grass. Yep, when y'all over here feeling vulnerable, y'all calling the dude to come bring that comfort. So I don't want to hear no more ladies. I can only say it this way. I don't want to hear no more ladies out here talking about dudes ain't worth nothing but some money. That's the craziest mess ever. Yep, and at the end of the day, if we're going to repair this relationship that is the one between the black man and the black woman, we got to stop this type of nonsense. Yep, and I'm going to say this too. Like I said, this is my closing. I'm going to do it early. I'm going to say this too. For all of the fellas out here speaking negatively against these women, cut that mess out. Because at the end of the day, you talking about your mama. You talking about your sisters, you talking about your grandma, your great grandma, your aunties, and everybody else. Cut that mess out. Yeah, real talk. Cut that mess out. Yeah, because at the end of the day, we cannot keep speaking negatively about something that literally was ordained. Can't do that. Yeah, you talking about people designed for each other. But yet we steady speaking negative about each other or trying to minimize each other. Like that's all we good for. You have ladies sitting here talking about men only good for some money. So okay. So then what if he loses his job tomorrow? Then what? So basically he ain't good for nothing now because he ain't got a job. So just disregard the fact that he over here fathering these kids. Disregard the fact that he over here making sure you good. Disregard the fact that he over here fixing on your car. Disregard the fact that he carrying groceries in the house, cutting grass, painting houses, doing all type of stuff. Just disregard all that, right? Because he ain't making he ain't got the money. It's like, man, we got a lot of work to do, man. I'm gonna stop right there. Yeah, y'all done got to me tonight. I'm gonna stop right there. So we at that point. We're gonna start at the top, work our way around. Chloe, you want to say anything in closing?
For the first time in history of the show, I really don't have anything to say other than this. I am like, literally, y'all, like my spirit is grieved. Like on some real honest stuff. Like my spirit is grieved by the state of the relationship between Black men and Black women. I just don't understand it. Like this really bothers me because I don't get it. Like you guys, you literally have to stop this. You are allowing society and a narrative that was given to you. I'm not saying that there aren't bad, if you want to say quote unquote bad men out here, but those bad men exist in all cultures, in all ethnicities. Black men aren't so much worse than every other man. That's the narrative that you were given. And so I just want people to start thinking of this differently. Like, we are literally we should be looking out for each other. Like, we should have each other's backs. The experience that we've had in this country as Black people, isn't that enough trauma? Isn't that enough pain? Like, they already gave us names and get stereotypes about us, who we are, how we dress, what we think, our intellectual levels, all of that. Should we really be perpetrating that on each other? So I would just say, please, let's do some self-examination. And I say this all the time, self-examination, because you are a part of the problem. If you're not invested in being a part of the solution, then that means you automatically make yourself a part of the problem. So check yourself. That's it.
Facts. See, Prince, you want to say something, man? Unmute yourself, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something. The topic is men is only good for their money and women only good for their body. That is a strong statement. And to listen to that young lady's rant, you gotta think about this. Her views, her first views of this, it had to be her father and mother. Understand this. Her father was only good for his money, and her mother was only good for her body. And she took that concept out their house and made it her reality. Understand that. You see what I'm saying? She was taught this from her own home, based her own views from her watching her father and mother's interaction. You know what I'm saying? Dad came home, paid the bills, didn't pay nobody really no attention. And the only time he paid his woman attention, when it's time for the business. See what I'm saying? I can't be mad at this young lady for having her views, because she was taught at home how an unhealthy relationship works. Because guess what? She don't understand that most of her relationship has been unhealthy because she's trying to marry her own parents or lack of parents. And that's all I got to say.
For sure. I appreciate that. IT, you want to say something in closing, IT?
Is that my permanent name now? I mean, sheesh, y'all.
No, your permanent name is Nicole.
Ooh, IT.
You're so petty.
You want to say something in closing, Nicole? You good?
I would just say it is a frustrating thing and a frustrating narrative to hear. Given, I'm assuming the person isn't too much older than me, so it's a common, to me, it's like a common narrative and a frustrating narrative. I would say I just hope that people really take time out to reflect and heal, because I mean, hearing this narrative is frustrating to constantly hear it, and knowing that it's still a prominent issue. Like, we need some change for sure.
Right. No, I agree with that. Los. Well, walked off on us. Well, he might have walked off on us. Go ahead, man. Right. Hit that close, man.
Little swiggy swig. Shout out to all the people out there listening. Ladies, since you ain't nothing but a transaction, my mind's telling me no. But my body. I'm just playing. Woo! Shout out to the transactions. You feel me? Nah, let me stop playing. Seriously. Where'd the love go? Yes, we need to hold our brothers accountable. Yes, I'm sorry that you've been hurt. Yes, you've been through a lot of things because a lot of people showed you bad examples and done you wrong. That is not everybody, my love. Change your circle. Change where you hang out. Change the books you're reading. Get some counseling for yourself. Show up in the world differently, and the world will be different for you because you're different in the world. Straight like that. I'm not going to turn this into like a woman bashing session. You feel why you feel because of your experience and based on what you've been through. And if you don't want to feel that way no more, then I suggest you make different choices in life. That's all. Because if you keep making the same choice, as my sister said, Chloe, you are the common denominator of your own life, and you create your own heaven and hell. So I'm going to give you this math equation, and I'm going to leave it, and I'll be done. The equation is life, because life was here before you ever arrived, right? And it's going to give you good, and it's going to give you bad. You are the common denominator of life. So life divided by you equals emotional intelligence. And how you decide to look at how the world throws different things at you, or decide what heaven and hell you create, because you can view the world however you want to, based off of your own emotional intelligence. So if you make better decisions, you'll get different results in your life. This is our show. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. But your body.
You crazy, man. Well, let me do something real quick, man, because I gotta be honest, this just makes my day. Let me do something real quick. So shout out to my mama, right? So my mama be rocking with us all the time. I said,
Hey, Mom. We love you.
It's almost 11 o'clock at night in Michigan, and Mama Price is rocking with us, supporting the show, doing her thing. And I said, I appreciate it. I always look forward to seeing her little comment pop up that she's watching the show. So shout out to Mama Price, 11 o'clock at night on a Thursday, supporting the show, supporting her son and his endeavors.
Give us some bombs.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I had to shout out moms real quick. Let's say she be showing love. So shout out to everybody who's joined us tonight. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Love you too, Mom. Love you too. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Barbara Price, Erica Arrington, boy Peter was on here tonight showing some love. Donovan Crawford, newcomer to the show. Appreciate you, Donovan, for supporting us. Shout out to Rodney out in Lansing, showing love. And Kevin Palmer as well, way out there. I think he in California somewhere. Shout out to you as well, man. But like I said, we do this show every Thursday night, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, every Thursday night. We've got our cash apps up on the show if you're feeling inclined. Mr. Quay Price, King Jaquil Martin. You know, like I said, as we just continue to build the show and keep the movement or the mission moving forward. But we appreciate everybody joining us tonight. Like I said, we had a lot of viewers with us tonight, so we appreciate you guys as always. And with that being said, everybody have an awesome night, and we will catch you guys next week.
Lights up. Like, subscribe,